What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul, bringing you the latest on Survivor 35 Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Okay, guys, we just came off of a crazy two-parter episode where we had JP voted out by Joe. Okay, so let's just jump right into today's episode because oh my god, it was just a really, really good episode. I mean, I'm excited to see what you guys think in the chat. So if you're here, feel free to talk down there, and I'll be glad to answer your questions or discuss anything that you like. Okay, so oh my god, I just can't believe, like, this is the episode we've been waiting for. It's basically Ben against the island at this point. It's Ben versus Island. That's what they should call this episode. And you got to give it to Ben. Like, he still survived the day. But let's talk about the episode first. Okay, so we get back from Tribal Council. This is after they finally opened up about their four-person alliance. Ben, Ashley, Devin, and Lauren. So they're open with the tribe about it now, basically. Mike figures out that, yeah, I got screwed. Someone told me there could be a final two, no final three, but they could be wrong. I don't know. It's definitely possible. I mean, we haven't seen a final two in a little while. If there is a final two, it just, because there's so many people that could win at this point, a final two would just make it, I feel like a final two would just make it a little more obvious who the winner would be. Like, if it's a final three situation, I think it adds a lot of speculation. But of course, these decisions are made by production, I think, way before a season even starts. So if it is a final two, it should be interesting depending on who makes it. But I guess we'll give like opinions on who we think is going to make it there at the end of this video. All right, so yeah, so Mike figures out that he got screwed basically. There was never a five-person alliance with him and Joe and the other three. So like, he's just like, okay, I'm screwed. I got to do what I got to do, and that's it. It's like, all right, well, whatever. So Ryan didn't know that Joe was going home, obviously. So he's happy to be there, but he's also very surprised that Ben was working with the three of them. So now he's kind of like, okay, well, what's going to happen from here? Basically. So Ben and Chrissy have like a confrontation. And to be honest, I didn't really like how Ben was acting with Chrissy, because reminiscent of the way that Devin was acting last episode, where he was like, well, this is like a secret pact or whatever. Like, it wasn't revealing like any, he was basically keeping information secret to himself that wasn't really necessary to keep secret. Last episode, Devin and Ben kind of did something very similar this episode. Like, Chrissy was like, oh, so you're working with him the whole time? And Ben's like, oh, it's a secret, I can't really say, yada yada. But he was being like kind of a jerk about it. And Chrissy was like, I mean, and Chrissy in her confessional was basically like, listen, like, I thought I was friends with Ben. He at least should just say, yeah, I've been working with them for whatever, and to stop being like a jerk about it. Ben, on the other hand, thinks that Chrissy is taking the game too seriously, and that he's playing the game of Survivor, and this is the way the game is played. I honestly see both sides of their arguments here. I think Chrissy is being a little over emotional, but I also think Ben's being a jerk. So, I mean, best of both worlds, I guess. So let's jump into right. So the loved one visit. Very emotional. It's always very emotional. I'm not going to get into the specifics of it. I will say the challenge for it was kind of stupid. Although I know why it was stupid, and let me know down below if you agree or disagree with this. So typically when you do a loved one visit, like, it seems like the individuals that have like a very strong loved one seem to have like a big advantage in the challenge, so they very often win a lot of the time. And maybe that's not very, maybe that's not good for the people that bring like let's say there's like a 35-year-old guy and he wants to bring his mom or dad on or something along those lines. I mean, they're not going to be as physically not as physically strong. So I think Survivor is just testing something this season. So they're testing to see the audience reaction to this like little chance game, which was a little weird anyway. Picking up the marbles. I mean, I don't know. I think they could do a little better. There was no challenge. It was all like, yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah. Patty makes a great point. It wasn't a challenge. It was all luck. It makes sense for the reason that I stated before, but it also is just kind of like, why? Like this is Survivor. Like, bring on a challenge, or at least something that's not as physically demanding. I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, it was between Chrissy and Ben in that luck competition, and Chrissy wins her second challenge in a row. God, the luck challenges remind me a lot about like those sequester seasons. They had a couple of luck challenges too back in the early days. All right, but anyway, so yeah, they picked marbles, and whoever picked it won, and Chrissy won. So Chrissy got to pick, like, would you get to pick 3 people? That's pretty substantial, especially for this point of the game. I thought they were only going to allow her to pick 2, but they allowed her to pick 3. She picks Ryan immediately. They've been working together ever since Ryan gave her like the advantage. The first episode. They were destined to be tight in this game forever. Then Chrissy picked Mike because Mike's at the bottom of the tribe, obviously. And then Jeff surprises her with the 4th pick. And who does she pick? She picks Ashley. Now, why Ashley? Now, if you guys remember from last episode, when Lauren won the advantage, she also picked Ashley as her 3rd choice. What? Why is everyone picking Ashley? I guess everyone just kind of sees Ashley as a swing vote. I guess she doesn't talk too much at camp. So they probably see her as the most likely to like flip or most likely to join up for something. So Lauren thought that last episode, and I guess Chrissy thinks the same thing this episode. So, during this reward challenge, during the reward, the loved ones visit back at camp, the barbecue. They basically discuss. Chrissy talks with Lauren about, hey, listen, we need to work together to get Ben out because Ashley is a go. I do think Ashley probably. I am impressed with Ashley in the past 2 episodes. However, she has not shown the moves. However, people have not seen her. People still in the game and on the jury have not seen her play. Like, we've seen her play, but it doesn't matter if we. So it doesn't matter if we've seen Ashley play. It matters that the jury and the other players have, and they really haven't. Ashley is somewhat a physical threat. Yeah, Ashley won. Ashley's been winning challenges like crazy. Good for her. Great point, John. John. Great. He's just been doing really, really well. Okay. In challenges. So she could really win her way to the end, which good for her. She does, although she's on the bottom now. So who knows what's going to happen. Okay. So Ashley considering it. Yeah. So Ashley is considering Chrissy's proposition to get Ben out. Hey, Drillin. Yep, Lauren was voted out. Though it was a crazy tribal council. Stick around to find out exactly what happened. It's pretty fucking crazy. It's a great episode. Okay, so because Ryan played his idol, Ben is kind of figuring that there's going to be another idol into play. So, oh my God, finally. I'm glad you're happy, Jarlin. All right, so Ben's figuring there should be another idol back in play. So he makes a fake idol with the intent of having Chrissy find it so she can play a fake idol and kind of make herself look stupid, which, it's always fun to see in a Survivor season, like the fake idol. I believe we saw the fake idol used last at Millennials versus Gen X by Jay. It's disappointing. I like Jay. All right, but anyway, Ben's basically has the same intent with this fake idol until, well, I guess I'll wait until the immunity challenge for this. Okay, so Lauren also finds the first half of an immunity idol, and basically the other half is going to be during the immunity challenge. It's going to be like did Mike get a vote in Tribal? No, Mike did not get a vote in Tribal. and I'll explain why very shortly. And I think you're going to be very excited, Jarlin. It's pretty fucking insane. All right, so Lauren, during the immunity challenge, so let's get to the immunity challenge right now. Lauren, she gets out of the challenge, and she picks up the other half of the necklace, which forms the immunity necklace. All right, so the immunity challenge basically had to hold your hand. You can't hear me if I move the microphone away. Basically, had to hold both your hands out like so. Pretend I'm holding my other hand out. And you had to hold two spherical things up. You know, we've seen this challenge before, or if not, something very similar to it. It ends up being between Ryan and not Ryan. Can you imagine? Ashley and Devin. So both of them are just like, hey, listen, like it doesn't really matter which one of us wins, so I'm good with whatever. And that's basically Devin saying, look, I trust my alliance so much that I'm willing to just put it right out there that I'm close with Ashley. And Ryan, why do I say Ryan so much? It's because Ryan and Devin were working together in the beginning. Thanks, Jarlin. Jarlin means a lot. So Devin drops and Ashley wins another immunity challenge. Like, wow. She's doing really, really well. And she's not bad strategically. I have to say, Ashley's been looking really, really good the past few episodes, but no one else is seeing it because she's not able to put these moves into fruition. Because she was thinking about voting Ben out before this whole hubba bubba with Lauren and Mike and all this crazy stuff. Let's get to that right now. Okay, so we get back from the immunity challenge, and Ashley talks to Devin and Lauren, and she's like, look, we have to get Ben out because he's a big threat in the game. He's basically gonna whip all of us if we make it to the tribal council together. Why didn't Lauren dispute the fact that she gave Mike the shell to hold on to, kind of like what Sarah did to Suri on Game Changers? Yeah, Patty, I think Lauren was just a little in over her head at that moment. I think she was like, I think she has a very like whatever happens attitude. Like she goes hard, Lauren, but I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense to me when she gave Mike the other half of the necklace, which I'll get to in about 2 minutes. All right, so yeah, Ashley talks to Devin and Lauren about getting Ben out, but they say they're kind of like not really into it. They both really want to just get Chrissy out, which makes sense for their game. Unfortunately, Ben overhears them talking. Like the scene, like the cut of the scene is actually hilarious. You just hear them say like, "Well, I don't know about voting Ben out." You just see like Ben in the background, like standing there, like, "Yeah, I think I just heard what I thought I heard." Yeah, with his big scruffy beard. So he has to play his game. So he goes off and talks to Mike. And he's like, "Hey, listen, Mike. Lauren has the immunity necklace, and she has an advantage in this game." And then he goes to Ryan, tells him the same thing, and then tries to make up with Chrissy. Chrissy isn't really too enthusiastic about getting back with Ben in the game because of that whole argument they had in the beginning. So it's kind of just like, oh, okay, well, I have this option to vote Ben out, who I kind of want vengeance on. But I also have the option of voting Lauren out, which is kind of like a huge threat in the game. Oh, yeah, while Ryan, Chrissy, Mike, and Ashley was on reward, Ben made a fake immunity idol, and then Lauren found a piece of that piece. Yep, that's exactly right. So then, all right, so then what happens is Mike isn't 100% sure that Chrissy would flip to vote Ben out. No, to vote Lauren out. Sorry. See, I'm getting a little jumbled right now. So Mike is 100% sure Chrissy's going to flip to vote Lauren out. So Mike comes up with a plan B situation. So Mike tells Devin and Ashley that, look, Ben told me about the immunity necklace. And he also told me Lauren has the extra vote, which he already knew from last episode. So, like, Devin and Ashley get really mad. They both tell Lauren this information. And then Lauren, as a sign of trust to Mike, is like, hey, look, I'm going to give you the other half of my immunity necklace, Mike, as a show of trust. And Mike was basically like, this might be one of the worst moves in Survivor history ever. Lauren gives the other half to Mike. Like, what is she thinking? So possibly next episode, winner of reward is Ryan. Winner of immunity, Chrissy. Voted out, Ben. He's playing a dangerous game. Mike, he's the only healer. Winner of reward, winner of immunity. Voted out. I mean, there's a lot of options. I do see Ben being voted out next. I don't see him making it any further. So let's jump into this crazy tribal council. So at this point, like, the viewers don't really know if it's going to come down between Lauren or Ben at this point. But what we do know is that Ben has an immunity idol. So I'm thinking in my head, I think Ben's going to probably have to use this tonight, even though he says he wants to save it for the 5. Actually, Lauren said in her Ponderosa video that Ben had the fake idol for Joe, the Joe vote, and wanted to let Joe find it, but Lauren, Devin, Ashley nixed that idea. That's interesting. So I guess a little selective editing by production there. That's very interesting. All right. So at Tribal Council, Ashley's basically like, some people who think they're on the top may not be on the top anymore, and some people on the bottom may not be on the bottom anymore. And then basically everything just kind of blows up. Ben's like, I mean, and Lauren, Devin, and Ashley are like, Ben was basically planning to vote us out, to vote Lauren out. And Ben's like, I was trying to do so. You know why? Because I overheard your conversation saying that you wanted to get me out. And they're like, oh, that's phooey. That never happened. So basically, Ryan, Mike, and Chrissy are safe. Like, in this weird situation where you all thought they would be not safe, they're safe. However, I want to remind you guys, my last episode, I did say there was a possibility that Ben, Ryan, Chrissy, and Mike would get together and vote out one of them. I mean, it didn't really happen the way it really didn't happen like that, but it still kind of almost happened. So I'm pretty excited about my opinion almost coming into fruition. But back to Tribal Council. Anyway, so basically it's a live tribal at this point. You have Ryan basically talking to Mike saying, I still want to vote Lauren out. Ryan talking to Chrissy, Devin talking to Mike. Like, everything just went crazy at this Tribal Council. But everyone knew it was down between Ben and Lauren. And you know what? I knew Ben wasn't going home. I knew, like, after this crazy tribal, 100% he had to use his idol. He had to. And you know what? God damn. So let's get to the votes. So when we get to the votes, we have Ben uses his immunity idol on himself. Okay, so he's safe, like we predicted, obviously, I'm sure. But what's really crazy is that everybody voted for him. So he had the sole cast vote, which he voted Lauren out. I'm not sure that's ever happened in Survivor history when someone got every single vote on them and then had to vote someone else out. Let me know down below in the chat if that's ever happened before, because I really don't think it has, and I'm really, really excited about it. Everyone voted for Ben. Ben voted Lauren. This is the first one vote by an idol vote off. Yes, the first time. Thank you for the confirmation, Patty. It's just incredible, honestly. But Ben now has the biggest target on his back. Like, everyone's kind of just like, what the hell? Like, they're crazy. Joe, like, made a great point. Like, he just, like, whispered. He's like, this is why you don't keep Ben in the game. Right? Don't keep Ben in the game. You have to vote Ben out. What Lauren did wrong in this episode is that she gave Mike the last part of immunity necklace, and then Mike did the last part of the idol. Right. So I forgot to mention that during the tribal, Mike pulls out the second half of the immunity necklace that Lauren gave him. And he's like, you know what? I always wanted to do this. And he just throws it in the fire. I'm dying. I'm absolutely dying. It was so great. Mike is just so Oh, I love it. I love this tribal council. So good. So Lauren gets voted out with the one vote cast on her. And she is now a member of our jury. Or she could have used the extra vote to force a tie. Right, yeah, she could have, but she didn't bring it to tribal council. Lauren says she did not bring the vote to tribal. Definitely not a good plan on her part. I don't know. Pretty crazy, though. All right, so let's get to. Well, I guess that's it. I mean, I guess we'll get to predictions. I actually didn't watch the scenes for next episode. Is next week the finale, or is it the week after? Let me know in the chat, guys. Let's see here. I foresee Chrissy being the decision-making vote of final council to get even with Ben. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think it was more Mike who was the deciding factor of getting of voting Ben out. I think it was more Mike because they never showed Mike being like, oh, let's vote Lauren out. Week after. Oh wow. Okay, so John, your theory on the final two situation might be true then, because the past few seasons, as you guys know, they've always did final six finale, which I've always hated because it's so much packed into one episode. I prefer final five. I prefer final five finales. I don't know what you guys like specifically. No, I mean at final tribal council. Wait, so final tribal council is in 2 weeks. That's what I'm hearing, right? Let me know, guys. All right, so yeah, so I guess we'll make predictions about final three and possible final two. So I don't think Ben is making it. I think Ben's going to be voted out next unless he miraculously finds another idol, which is possible. I mean, anything's possible at this point. Yeah, anything's possible at this point. So, yeah, I predict Ben's going to be voted out next. If it's a final three or final two, but I'm just going to assume I'm talking about the Chrissy situation. I foresee Chrissy being the decision-making vote at the final tribal. Oh, at the final tribal. No, I don't think Ben's going to be at the final tribal. I don't think Ben's going to make it there. I would be very surprised if Ben's not voted out next. Very, very surprised. Extremely, because he's still played the best game and everyone should still be gunning for him. But he could find the idol. Who knows? All right, so I predict Ben's going to leave next. Even though he does have they're still building up his story though. So I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. But he definitely just made the biggest move in the game. And he's already made big moves. So he's winning no matter what if he makes it to the end. So that's why they have to get him out. So Ben, I think, is going next. After that, let's think here. I think it's either going to be, I think probably Dr. Mike, maybe. Well, probably Devin, and then they'll probably vote out Dr. Mike. And I think that's because Dr. Mike has all the healer votes on the jury, so I don't think anyone's going to want to take him to the end. So I think so my final three at this moment is Ryan, Chrissy, Ashley. Yeah, I think that's the best scenario for everyone. I feel like Ben or Chrissy could be in fourth place. Could be wrong though. It's definitely possible. I really don't see Mike at the final tribal unless he wins immunity, which is possible. Because Mike, if he makes it to the end, I feel like Mike and Ben right now, the two of them have the best chance of winning just because of their really, really good gameplay. Of course, if it could be a bitter jury, which I'm pretty sure it is because of Joe. So Joe's obviously going to vote for anyone aside from Ben. So maybe that's going to come into effect in the next episode. I think the next best shot of winning is Devin. And then Ryan and Chrissy, they haven't done much in the past few episodes. So they've kind of been going below the list. And then Ashley is very on similar par with those two. So I think that final three with Chrissy, Ryan, and Ashley is probably their best shot of winning, those three. So if they're smart, that's what they would do. Of course, let me know what you guys think is who's your final three situation. Who do you guys think? Let me know down, I guess both in the chat and in the comments, because I'm really curious what you guys think. Yeah, so next episode's going to be pretty crazy. And the finale in 2 weeks is also going to be crazy. I'm really excited about it. Really, really excited. Whew. All right. I want to thank you guys for watching my live recap of episode 12 of Survivor, Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers. Katrina voted out 2 out of 5. Someone voted out 2 out of 5. Patrick voted out 4. Yeah, wow, it's definitely really hard. It's really hard to tell who's in the final 3 or 2. It's pretty much anyone's game, yeah. Lauren is going to explain a lot of the mysteries to the jury. Yep, yes, she certainly is. I can't wait to watch that Ponderosa. Yeah, I watched it before doing this. Then I did watch Joe's and JP's. Those were fun. I'm glad Joe got to see his sister. That was nice. All right, so I want to thank you guys for watching so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't enjoy the video, well, what can I say? Thanks for watching to the end. Anyway, until next week. I believe Dave will be here next week with me. So we'll get to bounce ideas off with him as well. Hopefully Chris is around too. It's like a bubble that just popped out. Okay, so thank you guys for watching so much. Until next week, thank you. Peace.